G'day and welcome back to the shed. My name's Mark. Well, today on the lathe we're going to be turning this piece of steel here down to 2 3/8 diameter. It'll form part of one of these. This is a handheld door for a boiler and it'll make the outer part here. So we'll jump on the lathe right now and we'll get stuck in. We're going to take the 3-jaw chuck off and put the 4-jaw chuck on. It'll help with our large bit of steel and our work holding on this particular lathe. So let's do that right now. I've just undone the 3 little cam locks that hold it on, so the chuck will come off. Go into its little spot down below there in the cabinet. We'll give this a brush. As you can see, the 4-jaw is definitely much bigger. It hasn't been used in a while, so I've started to get a bit of surface rust. However, we'll just make sure it's all clean at the back here. You can see the 3 cam locks here. With the chuck now securely in place, I can take a bit of timber away. Off camera, I've turned the jaws around. You saw the first one being done in the first part of the video. The process is repeated for all the same, so no need to show that again. Our workpiece at the moment is about 3 1/8 diameter. The 4 jaws on this chuck move independently, so you can get it set up really accurate. At the moment we're out to about 4 inches, so we need to wind that in a bit, of course. And I'll just keep winding these in until I get the desired size. There are lines marked on the face of the 4-jaw chuck which do help you line things up, and we're very close to the side here. And I'll put our workpiece in and I'll just go around and tighten things up. Our workpiece won't be concentric at the moment. It'll be slightly out of round. So I bring our tool over and use it to get the workpiece running more concentric. As you can see, I'm just touching here. I'm backing the tool off. So we're high here and we're low there. So I'll back this off just a tad and I'll move this down a bit. And I'll just keep repeating this process till I get the job done. There's a lot of gripping power with a 4-jaw chuck like this. That's still a bit tight there, so I'll back that off. To get this running concentric, I'd back this off and tighten this one up. It takes a little bit to get your head around using a 4-jaw chuck, but they're extremely good piece of tool. So I'm happy with where it's running. I've gone around and just tightened up the 4 jaws independently, and it's still been running out a little bit, but for this application it's not going to matter. It'll be we're going to taking a fair bit of metal off, and we're taking a fair distance, so it'll true it up. We've repositioned the camera, zoomed in nice and close, so you'll get to see up close with the action. We're going to take a face across there, and then we're going to start taking the bulk of the material off here. In metric sizes, this is about 80 mils, so we've got to go down to about 60 mils, so there's about 20 to come off a fair bit. Right, you would have seen me stop there before. We're starting to get a bit of vibration as we're machining, so put the small boring bar on. Just going to give that a little chamfer in there. We're going to put our pipe vise on just to give it some more support while we take the bulk of the material off. Right, I'm just checking clearances. Obviously, the plug vise takes up a fair bit of room, but we've still got enough to get in and do what we have to do. We still get some more vibration. Might have to look at putting a new tip on or changing the tool for a different cut. Actually, so the property card from the scan, press the pen drive, the condition scan, type is where it's started. And I'll get the majority of it. The results speak for themselves. The amount of swarf on the floor, we're down to size, we've got 1 mil to come off. So I'll just take that cut now. So as our diameter reduced, we get closer on the pipe center. So I had to change tooling so I could get in here and get this done. The surface finish is a little bit rough. I can run a little bit of emery tape on there. This tool is starting to get a bit blunt. I'm waiting for some tips to come in. And we'll just double check on the measurement and the size. Yeah, 0.2 to come off. It's 2 3/8, which is 60.32. So a little bit big. So I'll just take a fraction off. There we go. The surface finish is a lot better. I'm taking a lot lighter cut. I'll just double check our measurement. Right, that's spot on. We are a fraction oversized, but that's not going to hurt. So now we'll back the tail strop off. I'll change over to the boring bar and just take a light cut out of the bore. We've gone 110 mil. That's only about 95, so we'll have to adjust this. I'm getting a bit of vibration there, but can't do much about that. That'll do, 32. Let's go with that, just to clean the surface up. So that's it's cleaned up nicely. Just panning around here, give you an idea on the amount of mess that we've got around the floor of the shop here. So this job's now done. Got to size. I'm not going to part it. I'll leave this here so the boilermaker has got something to rest on and cut around. I'll have a chat to him, see how he wants to do it. So that's a wrap for this one. So thanks everyone for tuning in. There's more to come on this. This is probably like a part one. This is just pure turning, and I appreciate you tuning in, watching. Don't forget, Thursday night live stream, 8 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and we'll see you there. Bye for now.